What's the best part of an epic road trip?
Hiking!
And what's the best part of hiking?
Snacks!
Today we're making jerky.
Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. Travelogues with Bob and Dogs.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting episode of Travelogues with Bob and Dogs. I know I said that we were going to be on the road by now, but as you'll recall, last week I was trying to convert the dogs over to some more normal food. Well, a couple of days into the conversion, Bruno got a really upset stomach. And he's fine now, he's on meds, but the conversion had to stop. And I didn't want to take any chances because two things that don't go together are a 19-foot van and a 90-pound dog with diarrhea. So today we're making jerky. Ordinarily it would be beef. Who can afford beef? So what we have here is a pork loin. The first thing I'm going to do is carefully trim it of all fat. Fat will go rancid, and you don't want that happening to your jerky. Not real pretty, but pretty fat-free. This right here is not fat. Now I'm going to cut it into two pieces, wrap it in plastic, and throw it in the freezer so it'll be easier to cut. Now we wait. Okay, so after a couple hours, the pork loin is out of the freezer. Now we're going to cut it up. Now that our pork is nicely sliced, we make the marinade. We combine 2/3 of a cup of soy sauce, 2/3 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and a teaspoon of liquid smoke, and a tablespoon of honey. If you measure a tablespoon of honey with a spoon, you're out of your mind. It just will take all day. We mix thoroughly, dump it into the bag with the beautifully sliced pork, mix well to combine, and refrigerate overnight. My work here is done. I'm taking the rest of the day off. Welcome to Pork Beef Jerky Day 2. Hey Bob, you're wearing the same shirt as yesterday. Ha, I get that all the time. People often ask me about the shirt. It's actually shirts. I own like 10 of these, and each one is subtly different from the next. So if you look really closely, you'll see a slight difference between this one and the others that look very similar. Enough about me, let's make some jerky. The first thing we need to do is drain our jerky. Then we dry thoroughly with paper towels. Then we place the jerky in the dehydrator. You don't actually need a dehydrator to make jerky, you can do it with an oven. You'll have to look it up on the internet, I'm not doing all your homework for you. And we place the trays onto the dehydrator. Put the cover on. And run that thing on 11 for exactly 3 to 7 hours. Forgot to plug it in. Blah, 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 exactly 3 to 7 hours. All right, see, that's pretty perfect right there. So we still got some flecks in it. it has one more process to go through, which I think is just for lawyers. But we don't want to overcook it in this thing because it's got to go in the oven now. Like I said, I think this step is strictly for lawyers because the manual for the dehydrator says that once your jerky is done to its desired doneness, it needs to go into the oven at 165 degrees for at least 30 minutes. When it's been all day at 165 degrees getting dehydrated. So I seriously think it's a lawyer step, but I've adjusted my process accordingly, and it's just one more pot to clean. P.S. I think the full-size slices are too big for a piece of jerky. I won't be doing that again. I like that. That's a pretty good size right there. And there you have it. Pork beef jerky. Yee-haw.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thanks for watching. Good jerky.